Chosen one. It begins as a quiet stirring, a pull deep within, a knowing that has followed you longer than you can remember. You may have tried to explain it away or silence it in the past, but now it rises again, clearer, stronger, undeniable. Something within you recognizes that this moment, this season, is not like the others you have lived through. It feels different because it is different. The air around your life holds a kind of electricity, a shift in the unseen, and the words echo from within as if whispered by a truth older than time. Chosen ones, it's your time. Eternal wealth awaits, and the path before you is not random, not accidental, not coincidental. It has been aligned, orchestrated, and approved in ways far beyond the human mind's ability to comprehend. Where you once felt delayed, you are now being accelerated. Where you once felt invisible, you are now being revealed. Where you once questioned the purpose of your battles, you will soon understand why nothing worked against you. Every setback was a step forward in disguise. Every storm a cleansing of the path ahead, and every closed door a redirection toward something far greater than what you once dreamed. This is not the season of hoping loosely or wishing timidly. This is the season of stepping into the inheritance of your identity. The wealth coming is not merely financial, although abundance will be part of it. It is a wealth of clarity, stability, opportunity, and divine alignment. You are moving into a realm where what is meant for you can no longer be delayed, intercepted, or hidden. You are rising into the chapter that was always written for you but could only unfold once you transformed into the version of yourself capable of holding it. Before we continue the unfolding, take a moment to ground yourself in the vibration of this message. You are here for a reason, and your presence connects you to something powerful. That is why you're asked to stay with this video until the end, to receive every layer, every shift, every energetic activation carried within these words. And as part of this collective moment, drop your warmest wishes in the comments along with the number 66. Let that number become a symbol of dreams materializing, intentions solidifying, and cosmic pathways opening. Your words will carry energy. Your wishes will resonate through the universe, and every expression of hope will return to you multiplied. This is not superstition. This is alignment. When you express what your heart longs for while standing in the energy of transformation, reality moves to meet you. Say what you wish. Type what you want. And let your intention echo outward as a declaration that you are ready for the destiny waiting for you. Chosen one, your destiny awaits. Click the hype button, like this video, subscribe, and walk with us into the light. Now breathe deeply, because the story is just beginning. As you continue listening, something within you may rise. An intuition, a memory, a sense of recognition. This message is not random. It is a mirror of your inner awakening. For so long, you walked through experiences that shaped you in silence. You faced storms others never saw, navigated doubts others never understood, and carried burdens heavier than what you could ever put into words. There were days you questioned your strength, moments when you felt unseen, times when you wondered if your purpose had somehow slipped from your grasp. Yet even in those lowest moments, something inside you refused to give up. That resilience was not accidental. It was the signature of the chosen, the mark of someone built for more than the ordinary cycles of existence. You were being trained for a destiny that requires depth, compassion, and spiritual clarity. And now that you have become someone who can withstand pressure, your life is shifting into the chapter where pressure turns into power, preparation turns into manifestation, and surviving turns into thriving. What you are stepping into is not an upgrade, it is a transformation. Wealth is not coming to you simply as numbers on a screen or money in an account. It is arriving as opportunities others cannot see, as connections that align effortlessly, as doors that open without force, and as clarity that dissolves confusion. This wealth is eternal because it is built on identity, not circumstance. It is based on who you are becoming, not on what you are grasping for. When you were stripped of the old, it was not punishment. It was clearing. When you were delayed, it was not denial. It was refinement. When relationships fell away, it was not abandonment. It was protection. These shifts happened because the universe, the divine, the source that guides everything, approved a path for you that required solitude, strength, maturity, and inner transformation. You could not enter this new chapter carrying the weight of people, fears, patterns, or limitations that were not meant to lift with you. What is coming requires emotional capacity, mental clarity, and spiritual alignment that you now carry. There is something extraordinary about the chosen ones. They often experience the opposite of their calling before they rise into their purpose. Those destined for abundance often walk through seasons of lack. Those meant to guide others often spend long stretches wandering alone. Those gifted with inner light often experience deep darkness before they fully awaken. You may recognize this pattern in your own life. The storms that tried to drown you were simply a reflection of the immense light within you. The difficulties you faced were not signs of weakness. They were signs of the magnitude of what you are destined to carry. Because you were chosen, you had to be stretched. You had to be broken open so the old self could dissolve and the true self could emerge. You had to release attachments that were draining you, beliefs that were confining you, and environments that no longer aligned with the vibration of your future. You had to learn discernment, patience, and self-trust. And as painful as some of those chapters were, they brought you to this moment, the threshold of transformation. The universe does not invest in those with no purpose. The trials you endured were the evidence of your significance. Every disappointment carved out space for something greater. Every time you were pushed aside, you were being positioned. Every moment you felt forgotten, you were actually being prepared. The chosen ones often rise slowly, quietly, and unexpectedly, because their path is not about rushing toward visibility. It is about evolving into authenticity. Your ascension is not based on external approval. It is rooted in divine timing. And now, that timing is unfolding. The shift is undeniable. You may feel it as a subtle excitement, a strange confidence, or a growing sense of clarity. Or perhaps it arrives as a moment of peace, a release of fear, or a newfound certainty that something is changing for the better. Regardless of how it shows up, trust it. You are stepping into a realm where effort meets alignment, where intention meets fulfillment, and where the inner world you worked so hard to heal begins to shape your outer reality. This is the season where your gifts awaken in ways you never expected. New ideas will come to you, seemingly out of nowhere. Solutions will present themselves just when you need them. Opportunities will align with your strengths, not your insecurities. You will begin to attract situations, people, and experiences that resonate with your true self, not the version of you shaped by fear, but the version shaped by purpose. External wealth flows naturally when internal wealth has been established, and your inner world has been refined through trials that once felt unbearable. Now those same trials become your fuel. You will rise not because you forced your way upward, but because you are finally aligned with who you were always meant to be. What awaits you is not temporary. It is not fragile. It will not disappear the moment circumstances shift. Eternal wealth is built on foundation, and you have been constructing that foundation with every moment of growth, every act of perseverance, every decision to continue forward when the easier choice would have been to stop. You are entering a chapter where the rewards match the sacrifices, where the breakthroughs match the struggles, and where the blessings mirror the depth of your endurance. You are rising now, not gradually, but exponentially. The acceleration will surprise you. The opportunities will seem to appear out of thin air. The connections will feel divinely orchestrated, and the clarity you once lacked will now guide you effortlessly. You were never meant to live a life of constant struggle. You were meant to learn from the struggle, take the wisdom, and then step into a reality that reflects your inner transformation. The chosen ones are not chosen to suffer. They are chosen to rise above suffering and become a reflection of what is possible when resilience meets divine timing. Wealth is coming. Material wealth, spiritual wealth, emotional wealth, relational wealth, and energetic wealth. You will experience expansion in areas where you once felt restricted. You will see growth in areas where you once saw stagnation, and you will gain stability in areas where you once felt uncertainty. Your intuition is heightening now, your spirit is becoming more attuned. You will begin to perceive signs, synchronicities, and confirmations with increasing frequency. The divine is not distant. It is interactive, responsive, and deeply invested in your journey. Every stage you endured has led here. Every lesson is now merging into wisdom. Every wound is becoming a source of strength. This is the embodiment of destiny. You are stepping into the chapter where miracles are not occasional, they are continuous. Where breakthroughs are not rare, they are expected. Where abundance is not questioned, it is embraced. And you will no longer shrink yourself to fit into environments that cannot hold your light. You are expanding, evolving, and ascending into a life that mirrors the power within you. Your time is now. Eternal wealth awaits. And yes, this path, this timing, this elevation, this expansion, it has already been approved. You may not fully see the magnitude of the shift around you yet, but it is already taking form. The signs are subtle at first. A sudden clarity, an unexpected opportunity, a calmness replacing anxiety, a sense of inner knowing that what is coming is bigger than what you have lost. This is how transformation begins, not with loudness, but with alignment. It begins in the inner world before it echoes into the external. And right now, your inner world is adjusting to the frequency of abundance after spending so long surviving in the frequency of struggle. You are recalibrating. The universe is redirecting. Your spirit is preparing. If you feel a strange mix of excitement and calm, uncertainty and confidence, anticipation and surrender, it is because you are walking across the threshold between who you were and who you are becoming. For so long, the path ahead of you was blocked by things you could not see: energetic disruptions, emotional burdens, unresolved patterns, and connections that no longer served your evolution. Those blocks were not punishments. They were delays placed strategically to ensure you did not step into your next chapter prematurely. Sometimes the universe protects you by slowing you down. Sometimes life shields you by closing doors that would have limited your growth. And sometimes the divine keeps you hidden until the world is ready to receive the version of you that has been forming in silence. But now, the hidden season is ending. You are stepping out of the shadows you once mistook for your destiny. You are rising beyond the limitations you once thought were permanent. The person you were is dissolving, and the person you are meant to be is emerging with greater clarity, power, and purpose. There is a reason your breakthroughs always come after your biggest battles. The chosen ones are not strengthened through ease. They are refined through pressure. You were sculpted through moments when you wanted to break, shaped through seasons where nothing made sense, and elevated through experiences that forced you to dig deeper into yourself than you ever planned. But you survived. And survival has created in you a resilience that cannot be taught. Now that resilience is becoming your momentum. That strength is becoming your foundation. That clarity is becoming your compass. You are no longer moving from fear. You are moving from purpose. And with that purpose comes the wealth that has always been meant for you not. Wealth that fades with circumstances, but wealth rooted in identity and alignment. Eternal wealth. When you carry the frequency of purpose, abundance naturally gravitates toward you. Opportunities appear. Resources multiply. Doors open without force. You begin to attract instead of chase. That shift is happening now. The alignments forming in your life are not coincidences. They are confirmations. The people being drawn into your path are not random. They are part of your expansion. The ideas coming to you are not fleeting thoughts. They are directions. You are becoming a magnet for the life that matches your vibration. And your vibration is rising. There is a moment in every chosen one's journey where everything suddenly begins to sync. You notice patterns. You see connections. Things that once confused you now make sense. Pain that once seemed meaningless now reveals purpose. You realize that every loss cleared space for what is coming. Every disappointment redirected you towards something better. And every delay gave you the strength and wisdom your future requires. You realize that nothing was wasted. Nothing was accidental. And nothing was random. The thread of your life is beginning to form a pattern. And that pattern is leading you toward a chapter defined by abundance, recognition, stability, and alignment. There is power in recognizing that you are no longer fighting for the life you want. You are receiving it. What once felt uphill will soon flow with ease. You are entering a season where effort and alignment meet, where work meets opportunity, and where belief meets manifestation. The heaviness on your spirit is lifting. The confusion in your mind is clearing. The uncertainty in your heart is dissolving. Your energy is changing, and as your energy changes, everything around you must shift accordingly. People who are meant for your future will appear naturally. People who are not will drift away. Situations that align will expand. Situations that don't will fall apart. You are not losing anything. You are shedding everything that cannot travel with you into the abundance awaiting you. You are stepping into a chapter of restoration. What was taken from you will return in a greater form. What was delayed will arrive multiplied. What was denied will be replaced by something more aligned. Restoration does not simply return what was lost. It returns what was meant. And what is meant for you is not fragile. It will not slip away. It will not come and go. It will not depend on luck or chance. It will be anchored, stable, and undeniable. It will carry the signature of divine timing, the certainty of purpose, and the clarity of something that was always yours. As you rise into this new season, you will begin to see how deeply protected your journey has been. You will understand why certain people were removed, why certain opportunities fell apart, why certain paths closed abruptly. You will see clearly that those losses were blessings, not failures. You were guided away from what would have trapped you, drained you, or diminished you. You were redirected toward what will empower you. Nothing that left your life was meant to stay. Everything that is coming is meant to remain, and soon, the abundance aligned with your name will begin to flow in ways you cannot ignore. Unexpected breakthroughs, accelerated progress, sudden clarity, opportunities unfolding without resistance, people recognizing your value effortlessly, doors opening the moment you knock. The universe is preparing to reveal the magnitude of what has been forming behind the scenes. You are stepping into a reality where everything begins to make sense and where every challenge transforms into wisdom, strength, and opportunity. Your journey is shifting from waiting to receiving, from hoping to embodying, from surviving to thriving. The chosen ones are rising, and you are one of them. There is a distinct shift that occurs when a person transitions from uncertainty into alignment. It begins quietly, almost imperceptibly, but with time it becomes the defining energy of their life. You may feel that shift now, an inner steadiness replacing old doubt, a calm certainty growing where chaos once lived. This is not imagined. It is the evidence of transformation. The chosen ones do not ascend through external changes alone. They rise internally first. The mind shifts, the heart opens, the spirit strengthens, and then reality catches up. You are standing at that point of convergence where your inner transformation is beginning to reshape your external world. The changes ahead of you are not coming from outside forces. They are emerging because you have become a match for what you once only dreamed of. This is why so much had to be stripped away. Not to punish you, not to take from you, but to ensure that the environment around you no longer suffocated your potential. When old versions of you fell apart, they made space for the version rising now. When old relationships ended, they released your energy from people who could not understand your evolution. When old habits dissolved, they created room for alignment to take root. Everything that left did so because what is coming required it. Nothing was removed that would have served your future. If it had a place in your next chapter, it would have stayed. The chosen ones do not move forward carrying the weight of the past. They move forward with clarity, precision, and purpose. You are stepping into a period where the investments you made in silence will begin to pay off. The discipline you practiced when no one was watching will now attract opportunities you once thought were beyond your reach. The resilience you cultivated in your darkest moments will now support you as you rise. You may have felt invisible before, but that invisibility was your protection now. Visibility will be your elevation. You will be seen not because you demanded attention, but because your energy will make it impossible to ignore you. You will be recognized not for noise, but for authenticity. You will be valued not because you adapted to others, but because you remained true to yourself despite the circumstances. There is something extraordinary about people who are called to rise. They often start their journey by losing what they thought they needed. This loss teaches them to rely on intuition rather than fear, purpose rather than comfort, faith rather than doubt. And once that inner shift is complete, abundance becomes magnetized to them. This abundance is not random or sudden. It is the result of alignment. As your energy rises, so does your potential. As your potential expands, so do the opportunities that match it. You are entering a season where the opportunities ahead will not just meet your expectations, they will exceed them. You will begin to understand why the wait was long, why the path was difficult, and why the transformation was necessary. The magnitude of what is coming required every moment of preparation. There will be a moment, soon, when everything begins to accelerate. You might experience a sudden burst of motivation, a renewed passion, a creative spark, or a clear vision of what you want to build. These are signs that your spirit is aligning with the life that has been waiting for you. The chosen ones do not rise slowly forever. There comes a point where slow growth becomes rapid expansion, where internal work becomes external reward, where patience becomes manifestation. That point is approaching, and once the momentum begins, it will be unstoppable. The divine does not elevate by accident. If you are rising now, it is because you have been prepared thoroughly. You have healed wounds you once avoided. You have released attachments you once feared losing. You have trusted your path even when it made no sense. You have outgrown environments that no longer aligned with your spirit. This is why the season ahead will feel different from anything you've experienced before. It will not be a cycle of gaining, then losing, rising, then falling, progressing, then retreating. It will be a steady, continuous ascension. Because the foundation within you is now solid, you are not being lifted temporarily. You are being elevated permanently. And yet, even as breakthrough arrives, the chosen ones remain grounded. They understand that abundance is not merely material. It is energetic, emotional, spiritual. True wealth is the freedom to express your purpose without restraint. It is the clarity to move toward what aligns and step away from what drains. It is the peace of knowing you are supported, guided, and connected to something greater than yourself. The wealth awaiting you is multidimensional. It includes stability, opportunity, recognition, financial freedom, spiritual clarity, emotional balance, and a heightened sense of identity. These blessings do not come to inflate the ego, but to empower the purpose. You will soon notice that decisions feel easier. You will know intuitively what is aligned and what is not. You will gravitate toward people who match your vibration and gently distance yourself from those who cannot rise with you. You will feel less pulled by fear and more guided by inner wisdom. You will recognize that the power you once chased externally has been within you all along. This is what transformation feels like. Not pressure, but clarity, not uncertainty, but direction, not doubt, but inner strength. In the coming season, your reality will begin reflecting the internal transformation you worked so hard to achieve. You may find yourself in new environments, engaging in new opportunities, connecting with new people, or stepping into roles that once felt out of reach. These changes will not overwhelm you because you have already become the person required to hold them. What once intimidated you will now feel natural. What once felt distant will now feel familiar. What once seemed impossible will now unfold effortlessly. Your life is shifting from surviving to receiving, from questioning to knowing, from waiting to walking in fullness. You are no longer preparing for your moment. You are entering it. And as you walk forward, you will carry the strength of every battle you survived, the wisdom of every lesson you learned, and the power of every transformation you embraced. The chosen ones rise not because life is easy, but because their spirit refuses to settle for less than destiny. Your time is approaching with undeniable certainty. Eternal wealth is not a distant promise. It is the reality forming around you now. There comes a point in the journey of every chosen one when they begin to sense that their life is not unfolding randomly. You may have reached that point now, the moment where you look back and recognize that certain events, even the ones that once devastated you, played precise roles in shaping your path. You begin to see that the timing of your breakthroughs and the timing of your delays were not accidental. You start to understand that every experience carved depth into your character and refined your perception. This is the moment where the puzzle pieces start to fit together. This is the moment where you realize that the path you walked was not chaotic. It was intelligent, deliberate, and deeply aligned with your evolution. When you were forced to slow down, it was because something needed to catch up with you. When things fell apart, it was because something stronger needed to be built. When relationships dissolved, it was because new connections were being aligned. The chosen ones do not walk through life untested. Their lives are shaped by challenges that sculpt them into individuals capable of handling extraordinary blessings. What is ahead of you is substantial, and that is why the preparation was extensive. You had to develop endurance, patience, emotional clarity, and spiritual understanding. These attributes are not learned through ease. They are learned through experiencing the full spectrum of life. And now, standing at the threshold of what comes next, you can finally see that every challenge shaped you for this moment. Nothing was random. Nothing was wasted. You have become the person capable of receiving what is meant for you, and the path ahead is ready to unfold.